and gentlemen, live from the Vallega Arena for one night only, it's... Heartfire Tales? Oh, this is always death. Heartfire Tales!
Weird energy around the table right now. Are we recording? Did you press record?
Hi, welcome back to Heartfire.
Ryan is the host now for some reason.
A podcast.
Go on, yeah. No, go on, finish it.
All right. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor. Ryan's Kitchen. The glasses are on the left.
Glasses are on the left, and they're filled with water at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Ryan's Kitchen. For glasses with water.
Ryan's Kitchen. The glasses are on the left.
Great, I'm glad you do. You put them there, so of course you like it.
That's where they go.
Okay. Welcome back to Lethwan.
This time we're back together faster.
We're back together. It has been about 2 hours since we last recorded the last episode.
Dylan and I are drunk. No, we're not.
No, I wish.
What?
Okay. This is going to be a messy episode, guys. We apologize. So, step back into Lethwan, a world of might, magic, and monstrous crabs. Don't, Brian. I see you trying to say something. Don't.
Mega crabs.
God damn it.
I think I had those in college.
Okay. Calm down. Settle down, children. Not much to recap over the last episode, but one of these two are going to do it anyway. Oh no, we said that. Well, no, we'll do a quick, super quick roll. I got it.
I did the last one, so one of these two are going to do this.
You can have advantage.
Natural one.
Oh well, then it's Jim.
Okay.
Bring us home, Jim.
Well, Ryan's already. Okay, so
Ryan's Kitchen.
Yeah, Ryan's Kitchen is a subdivision of Joanco. We arrived in a village, and it wasn't a very nice village. We had just after committed some murder, I can't remember. And we got off the boat, and it was a lovely village, except it wasn't lovely. It was all in tatters, and it wasn't long until Sid, with his, ranger hearing, heard some munching transpiring behind a house. And upon investigation of the munching, it turned out there were two frog folk, although they were more fish folk. And they were munching on regular folk. It was regular folk, we never asked.
Yeah. It was regular folk, yes.
So the frog folk were munching on the regular folk. Sad times. Sad times. And after a very brief melee, we downed those fish folk, who I previously referred to as frog folk. What's wrong with me? I'm sorry. Anyway, we heard a voice from a nearby cabin, I suppose, a house. And then Con went a-knocking. And upon knocking, he was greeted by a third fish folk who wasn't as fishy as the previous folk. So he engaged in conversation with the fish folk and found out that there was a wee curse placed on the village whereby everybody became fishing. It was not a warm day, so you could say it was cold fishing.
Why would you say that? No one says that.
Yes, they do. Cold vision. It's the way forward. The energy of the future.
God.
Ask the boomer to do the recap. This is what you're going to get.
Fine.
And anyway, then there was a crab. And we killed it. But no, also we found out that Axel, who is Sid's rival, was the cause of the fishing. So they went out to do their cold fishing on the pier, and he changed the recipe, and they all turned into fish folk and started killing each other.
I've never hated recap.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just going to do a recap after this.
You will not. And anyway, then we fought the crab. I saved Melody. They were fine. Sid took some great shots, and I cut its arm off. And then I got paralyzed, and then Sid shot it in its bum, and it died. And now I got covered in all its.
Why is the most ridiculous part of this recap the accurate part?
Anyway, that's it. Thanks for coming to my recap. Hope to see you on the next one. Roll low, friends.
I really hope we don't see him on the next one. You have just felled this giant cravolante, giant crab, half crab, half octopus, half lobster creature. Con has fallen out of its claws. You kind of dust yourself off.
No, I ran straight into the lake.
Unparalyzed. You ran straight into the lake. What are you doing in the lake, Con?
Washing.
Okay, yes, you're washing all that ichor and
everything
bile
that came
and
out of
stuff.
that crab landed on me, and I am washing it up.
Nice. Roll for no.
Roll to turn into a fish person.
Oh, that'd be awful. I should have done that.
I could have been Con Grey Gills.
There's something in there.
Gillstone?
No. It'll come to me.
It'll come to us.
Like,
God,
Greystone. Yeah, that'll do.
That's it. That's the one.
Great.
Is that what you want? That the voice you want?
Yeah, perfect.
Do it, Dylan. Fish me.
You've washed yourself off. Melody have kind of dusted themselves off. Yeah, what would you like to do? You kind of, you were able to manage to take down this crab fairly quickly. It was only like 3 rounds of combat, so it's like less than 30 seconds. You see that the male fish folk guy has come out. He's kind of peeked his head out to see what's going on. He kind of sees you all there. Oh, you killed it?
Oh, I killed it good.
That has to be like we've heard that stomping around and killing people and everything, all sorts of nasty business.
Well, you don't have to worry about it anymore because we filleted the thing.
Yeah, you see, what you got to remember. I was just trying to look up my spells.
Sid is very dramatic right now.
See, what you got to remember is that the butt is the weak point. Just shoot an arrow into it, and then it dies.
We're not really skilled with arrows, but I guess I think that was the only one of those here. We only heard like one from what I could tell from
where
inside.
Where did it come from? Like, I've never seen like a crab that was also a Lante.
Hey, was it part of the spell?
No, you've never seen anything like that.
But like, did it show up at the same time as, you all got turned?
So he kind of
get turned.
He's like, my wife can maybe explain further, and he brings you in back inside the building, and she's like, as I said, the ritual had gone out. We'd prepared it, but this kid, she kind of, now that Sid has come in to the house, she kind of looks at you and she's like, I kind of been much older than you. He said that there'd be a lot more power if we did it this way, and you now kind of look at, like, there's been like kind of a lot of like scuffing and stuff. There's like various like kind of what you'd recognize like arcane sigils. You can't really fathom what they're for, kind of having not being part of your training, but you kind of see like the faint remnants of all these kind of like other arcane sigils that are kind of mixed with the religious symbols that you had identified earlier, Con. He said that we were able to maybe draw from arcane power in an effort to improve the ritual, but as I said, something went wrong, and energy just shot all over the village, and causing people to mutate. Maybe, I don't know, this was simply part of it, that when everything went to shit, we heard the same kind of noise that I heard from it just out there again. So I mean, best I can tell, it was it was a result of the ritual going wrong.
And did he write the arcane sigils? Like, I see the religious ones, and I see the stuff you had, but he wrote these arcane sigils.
Yeah, he did.
I'm turning to Sid and be like, is this something he did before? Like, is he in any way a wizard?
I'm gonna be real frank with you here, Colin.
I thought you were going to Sid.
I like it, but stop with the dad jokes.
Hasn't stopped. Will not stop laughing, but go on.
So I was taught these sigils, and I did not pay attention in that class. So I don't know. I don't think I recognize any.
If you want to give me an Arcana check,
I'm gonna see if I can get into my Jimmy Neutron mind palace.
I'm gonna say with disadvantage because you've just self-professed that you didn't listen in class.
What did you say I'm rolling?
Disadvantage, Arcana.
Arcana. That was a 10.
I rolled it twice.
10.
10. You recognize them as arcane sigils. You've no idea what they're
As
used
I
for.
said, I didn't really pay attention in that class.
I suppose that's fair. I don't pay attention to books either. Listen, here's what
What?
we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Open that sketchbook.
Wait, what?
I said books are great. Open that sketchbook. Take note of all
talk about
these
this
sigils.
All right. Well, this one kind of looks like it's like the bottom part of a triangle,
Aye.
and then a stick down from the middle of it.
Yeah, like a tree.
This one's like a line up, and then like bottom of a triangle, and then another line down on the other side of that.
And the next one looks like half a
Half
shield.
a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye. And then the top of a triangle.
Top of a triangle, but with a line in the middle.
Aye.
All right.
All right. Done. Keep them in mind, and we can ask a fancy person next time we find them.
He's just described the YMCA for some reason.
Arcane sigils. I don't know what you're on about.
So we take note of them anyway. So
Yeah.
we can next time we meet a
You
wizard.
do, like, I will just re-emphasize that a lot of these have been like scuffed and marked, so you don't have a perfect representation of what they would have been at the time of the ritual. Like, it looks like they've been walked across, numerous times and things like that, or have just kind of not really lasted over the past 2 days.
Fin damage.
Yeah, so I mean, you can have like the general outline, and maybe someone who had knowledge of what this is might be able to kind of piece it together from that, but like a general sort of wizard or something isn't going to know. And even Melody kind of comes in and she's looking around at these, isn't really able to figure it out either. It's kind of not their specialty,
All right.
So he told you that if you use these sigils, that there would be lots of things for you to enjoy, and that you could hang out with all the boys.
If you replace boys with fish, then yes.
Well, that's your problem.
The YFCA.
Yeah, maybe that could have been it.
See all
Yeah.
the fish going. The lake.
I love this new fish voice. you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, the C actually stands for crab.
The Young Fish Crab Academy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. Right. Well, so let's have a look. The wife, right?
Mhm.
Is she? Are you gonna be all right? Are you able to breathe? It seems like you're having a lot of trouble breathing.
I've lasted this long. I don't know. It's and she kind of again points like these like gills. They're like half formed.
All right.
So they're
I'm gonna-
like, it seems like, obviously she's still kind of breathing normally, but these are also kind of affecting. So just whatever way, perhaps like her lungs have reduced capacity, or now she just seems to be struggling a lot. You got like a 15, I think, in the last session from your medicine check. Like, she doesn't look great, but she doesn't look like she's actively dying.
All right.
I mean, getting her to help would be a good idea, probably.
I was just gonna say, let's not leave you in such a sorry state. You're probably gonna be a fish, but at least you can have a good fish life very quickly. I know you've been boarded up. Have you tried walking into the water?
No, we've been. And she kind of like starts like coughing and stuff. And
All right, well, hold on, save your breath.
The man comes over and he's like, "No, as I said, we've been here. This actually the first time we just stepped outside that we
Right,
felt
well,
safe."
It seems like you're having trouble breathing and you're halfway between gills and lungs, so maybe we'll make our way out to the pier and just see how you do in the water. maybe if you're halfway, maybe you'll be more comfortable there than here for the time being.
I mean, if you think it's safe out there,
Find a wee little pond or something. No, we're not saying go into the open water, like, but
make a persuasion check with advantage. Like, they're still very scared, you know?
Persuasion, I should know. 14.
14. I mean, they both kind of exchange looks. They're kind of very hesitant, but, you know, the man kind of steps outside, kind of looks around, kind of listens around to see if there's anything else. He sees that, you know, the bodies of the two other monsters that you killed earlier. And then it's also seeing the crab monster, and he kind of goes, okay, well, I mean, I think maybe, yeah, I think we'll try it. Like, I can breathe.
We'll come with you if you
fine.
want. We'll guard you.
Yeah, please.
All right. We want to escort them down to like the dock then, and just see if it's any easier for her to be in the water.
Yeah, so he kind of walks out, and he kind of looks, you know, kind of concerned, cautious, but he's like, well, I can breathe okay, but we'll try with my wife, with wisdom. And he kind of comes and kind of helps her walk out. And as you guys kind of, you know, walk back towards the water and towards the docks, you do notice that there are like some small shipping vessels kind of still there, and you do see that the ship that you guys arrived on is also still there. You probably still be able to make from this distance, like it's only been like, you know, half an hour since you guys kind of disembarked.
Why don't you guys? All right, you see that big old ship out there? If you get into one of your little boats there and take it out to the big ship and tell them that you know, Khan and Sid sent you that way, they could probably look after you.
I send you back to Ronar. But let's just make sure they know we're sending them, because they are just fresh after killing a load of fish people. So
Melody kind of pipes up, and she's like, oh, I can go with them. I've got a good reputation with Mia, the captain, and she would.
yeah, for sure. Sail them out and get back to
And
us
then
then, will
I
you?
can come back.
Okay. Yeah, and while you're away, we'll do some investigating.
Or at least come up with a plan.
Yeah, the man kind of like looks, again, still very like hesitant and worried, but you know, sensing nothing but kindness from you guys in it. Like, you guys have come to the rescue, you know, and it's like, okay, you think we'll be?
Are there any? Sorry,
treated-
just before we send you on, is there any other surviving fish people?
I don't know. Give me do you guys want to do like a quick? It's a very small village. There's probably only like,
Yeah, we'll do a quick scout around. There's
Yeah,
not
do-
a fish. We can't just go like
Yeah, we'll scout around.
YFCA and they'll all come running around. Do they have a fish call?
just give me a perception check with advantage. It's going to be fairly low DC if you're kind of taking the time to go walk around the village, scouting for any survivors. Yeah. You guys, you find a lot. Like, you walk through the village, and there are, you know, you see some bodies that weren't affected by the transformation, whatever this transformation was at all, that have been clearly killed by those who have been taken fully. You see some who are in more of like a semi state of transformation that don't seem to have any kind of combat marks on them, that maybe have just died as a result, that their bodies couldn't handle the transformation, that type of thing. But you don't come across any other surviving people. There's like houses that have been like kind of torn open and stuff.
Can I take a look at some of the bodies that were killed? So the ones that weren't affected by the transformation and were then killed afterwards, and see if there's any major differentiating factors between them.
Sure,
and
give me a
some of the
medicine
other
check.
bodies. That is 9.
9. Nothing strikes you as different. There is the population of this village is probably only a couple of hundred max, and you take a bit of time, you go through it, but you can't see any kind of discerning
Con,
features.
you are, a seasoned veteran of war and things like that. So
Aye.
you've probably seen some, like, villages getting, like, you know, destroyed and stuff like that, right?
Probably more than I'd be happy to admit.
Now, I want you to hear me out here, but it's probably a pretty typical thing after that where you get, like, bandits and things that, like, go and loot all the houses and stuff.
Aye, to a degree, there would be some amount of looting.
Would you be absolutely opposed to us checking for any valuable things in the houses since everybody's dead
Absolutely.
and we're sending the villagers away?
Absolutely, I would. No. I won't hear of it. This isn't an opportunity for you. These
What
people
if
have
there are
died.
things that, like, could help us learn what happened in the village?
I will learn from them and put them back.
All right. What if there's some rare books?
No, kid, like, this isn't an opportunity for you to increase
It's to
your
preserve
inventory.
knowledge. If there's diaries and stuff here that would be lost to time, lost to looters, would you rather that knowledge just be lost forever?
I don't do your book thing. If you feel like that is important and that the people here would appreciate that knowledge being passed on, then I will bow to you in that regard. But if I see you put a finger on anything that isn't a book, then we'll have a problem.
What about scrolls?
What's the difference?
Oh, come on now!
Make an investigation check if you're going to go have a look for books and scrolls and things.
10.
10. I mean, you don't find any personal diaries. You probably get to feel that this is probably not a very educated village where people probably they're not very literate. However, you do find a couple of like basic books on religion and stuff like that from in that the main house, like the Wisdom's house. Nothing that wouldn't be found in the libraries of town, though.
But there are books on their religion there.
Yeah.
So I could take a look at those and try and figure out their religion, what they were
Yeah. Sure.
doing,
Mhm.
their ritual. Well, I'm gonna do that.
Sure, yeah. You take it down. You find like various kind of like, I'm gonna say manuscript. It's not that fancy of a thing, but like, you know, kind of basic scrolls and books that are kind of about, you know, here's how, and it's like a lot of it's kind of like basic survival and nature knowledge. You find like the remnants of what the ritual is, but again, it was mainly a very kind of ceremonial ritual of, you know, asking.
So the things, the arcane sigils that were basically just shoved into it, don't fit at all.
You probably come to that conclusion. Yeah, that's probably not a bad conclusion to come to. But yeah, you kind of, you know, you've done a final sweep of the village. You don't find anything particularly of interest. There is some like, you know, silver and fandals and things like that around if you are so inclined.
Well, I mean, I have no perception of money, so that wasn't anything I was really looking
Yeah.
for in the first place anyway.
But you don't find any kind of special scrolls or anything like that, and you also don't
John's
find
just standing there shaking his head. I realized I was shaking my head at Ryan. You guys can't see that.
+3 bows or anything like that.
there are no incredibly overpowered magical artifacts or weapons. No, you ascertain that there's no other survivors left.
No, I mean, I went for the thing about you.
Yeah, and some basic books and some kind of scribblings of how to do the ritual. So kind of, you know, you guys come back, Melody kind of turns to you, and so will I row them over?
Oh, you thought you were gone already?
Please.
Oh, I wasn't sure because you had gone around to see if there's any more people.
Oh, yeah.
I
Sorry,
just
thought-
want to ask you something real quick, Melody.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you still here? You left when we were looking around that
Well,
house.
Con said he wanted to see if there's any survivors.
I did. I thought I was waving. Did you not see me? I was waving like a mad yoke.
I waved back.
Oh.
I thought we were just having a nice moment.
Oh my god!
You saved my
All right.
life.
That's true. I'm glad I did. Yeah, row him over there for me, will you?
Will do. They rolled them over.
While they're gone,
So we'll say while they're gone, you do your book scavenger hunt.
I just want to say, you thought the Sid would be looking for money. You're an awful person, Con.
You legitimately just said all these people are dead. Do you have a problem with me looting them?
Yeah.
Are you trying to take the moral high ground here? You have a lot of climbing to do to get to that point. For shame, young lad. For shame.
Sid doesn't know anything about money.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know anything about respect either.
He does.
I'm sure he does. Right.
Melody comes back, kind of assures you that like they really seem to be grateful. Mia's a bit apprehensive about taking these onto the ship. Some of the sailors were not happy, but I managed to kind of calm them down and assure them that they're not a threat. But, I told them to bring them back to the Academy of Headmaster Abbott, and maybe they have the resources there to study them, cure them if possible. So yeah, good thinking. Hopefully they get the help they need.
Cool.
Happy days.
In my searching, nothing was said about finding any tracks of it's been 2 days. There's not going to be any tracks.
You can make a survival check, because you've been
Traxel.
Tracks.
You've been searching in the village, where obviously there's been a big crab monster walking around, other things. If you wanted to kind of say goodbye to Hovden now and walk out, I'll let you kind of do a more wider perimeter check. So you can do a survival check to see, either survival or perception, to see if you can find any kind of tracks of what's...
Goodbye, Hogsden.
14.
14. You don't see any tracks through the woods or anything like that, but there is a fairly quote-unquote main road leading out that you figure if anyone's traveling this way, they're probably traveling by the road. So you probably think it's probably the best way to go, and you might find the remnants of a camp or something like that later on, rather than any kind of footsteps in this heavily traveled area.
Well, how about we have to make our way to find this Johnny character anyway, so why don't we continue on this way and then we can ask people on the road whether they've seen someone matching his description.
That was pretty fucked up, so I guess we just keep on going.
Yeah. Alright, well, there's no one left here, so we did what we could here,
Yeah. Guess I should maybe scratch out Hogsden on this map.
Right. That's not the worst idea.
Yeah. Alright. On we go to Johnny.
So yeah, you guys leave Hovden and you start heading down along the road to where you're supposed to meet Johnny, and relieve that other band.
As we're walking, Sid's just gonna be writing down everything that's happened, drawing up all this stuff,
Yeah, because I just assume, I kind of always assume that any kind of weird monster that you fight or see,
especially it's all this with Axel and everything, so I need to write all this down.
Yeah, sure. We can say you took however amount of time, 30-40 minutes or something to kind of I think we'd already said that you'd been marking down the sigils, what was left of them that you could mark down and things like that. So kind of as that, you're kind of just doing a very, very quick journal of what's kind of what you had seen, and the different types of stages of mutations and stuff like that, things like that.
Khan is doing that thing where he's picked up a stick and he's lopping the heads off dandelions as he walks down the ditch.
Melody's kind of walking along with you doing, trying to be smish mash, take a fish, or trying to get some sort of fish melody song working in there.
You considered that scales rhymes with tails?
I hadn't.
Oh, there you go.
Have you considered
that one's for free?
Music is made using scales?
I have a lot, to be honest. Most of my life, actually.
I mean, that's fish too. Yeah. Are you a fish?
Hey, at the end of it, you can use the word fin.
As you're all guys kind of just, trying to put Hovden behind you. You're walking along, having some chats, having the time of your life. I would like you all to make perception checks.
Look at the flowers.
To look at the see how well the flower has been lopped off by Con's
Firm
stick.
12.
Firm 12.
Firm 21.
That's a very firm 21.
Tight 21.
So yeah, so okay, at 21, yeah, you guys are kind of walking along, and you're kind of just like, kind of off playing like a kid with a sword. Melody's kind of walking with you for a bit, Sid, and they're kind of like pointing up the clouds, being like, "Oh, Sid, you know like clouds and stuff. Like, what's this one?" He's kind of just making like idle conversation.
Oh, you want to know about clouds?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, see, it's important to know these things because they help you, look at flight patterns and, of different types of birds and like stuff like that. So now, okay. So there's 4 main types of clouds, right?
Okay.
You've got your. I actually know this stuff, guys.
Yeah, I know. Ryan's eyes have lit up. Ryan's eyes have like lit up with like, I get to give cloud facts.
So there's like the cirroform, and that's where you get like your ice crystals and your snowy stuff. You've got your cumuloform, and those are like your big fluffy things. You've got your stratoform, and those are like the kind of like wispy ones up there. And your nimboform, those are the ones that actually have rain. So
like kind of like wispy ones, like that one. And they kind of point up to the air, and with a 21, you see like very wispy ones that are oddly like humanoid shape.
No, not like that one.
Oh, okay. And then as you're kind of like trying to figure out what it is, you see that this cloud is like getting like slightly bigger and bigger and bigger, as if it's like coming towards you at like a fast pace.
We should fucking run.
Can we hide?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just give me, I guess. What
is there? Are there trees? Like,
there's like some tree. You're not like in like a wooded area. It's kind of like a main kind of road. You can
like
give me
shrubbery or anything around?
Yeah, you can like
a shrubbery.
A shrubbery. You can like. Tell you what, give me. First, you're going to give me like athletics checks to like kind of like get off the road fast enough. Like you're going to need to actually like sprint.
Get off the road.
12.
Melody actually also rolled. Oh no, minus 13. So Con kind of like takes off like super quick. You like start running towards the kind of the ditch that's like side of the road, trying like find somewhere to hide in. Sid and Melody kind of like a little bit behind. What did Fink get?
19.
Yeah, Fink absolutely just darts like he's like gone, like proper like rat just scuttling away. Kind of like senses what you guys are at. And like nips, because his speed's also like 40 or something ridiculous, isn't it?
He's real fast.
Yeah, he's gone. Like he's like zips away. And you guys are Melody and Sid are trying to like run a bit as well, but these clouds like just come like super fast down, like supernaturally fast. And as they come closer and closer, you're like just about getting to like Con is like just about getting to the ditch, and you see that there are 3 distinct shapes of these clouds, and as they're getting closer and closer, they're like beginning to like materialize, and you see them basically transform as if they're kind of coming out of like a fog cloud with this kind of like wisp of cloud.
Fog, the cloud like falling away from
kind of like
Sick.
kind of like the reverse of like the Moon Knight transformation, where kind of like it would
okay, cool.
all the clouds
unwrapping from
that kind of thing comes in, they land in front of you all, and like you see that like these guys are like the textbook definition of what like the most generic versions of like classes in D&D would be. So like you see like a druid, and it's just so obvious that she's a druid because she has like a proper like flower crown with like like vines and stuff in there, like a big like gnarled staff, like dressed in furs and leathers, like cloak in the color of the spring. You see like an owlbear brooch, You see like there's obviously a wizard because he's like robes of like blue and black. Again with this like kind of owlbear brooch on him. You see all these kind of like runic tattoos all over his hands and neck from what you can see.
Do you know what
and
the
like,
owlbear is?
yes, you do know what that. Yes, Sid would 100% know what the owlbear. This is kind of common knowledge. And then you see also this like obviously dwarven barbarian where just this like big dirty beard, huge oversized axe. You recognize these as members of the Hoots Force.
We meet at last.
Hey, God, how are we handling this? Are like we like super Ahab? All Hoots are bastards.
I think so. Well, let's be let's lead with open hostility.
Before kind of Melody gets to Melody's kind of looking a bit like, oh, I mean, like Hoots Force are like they're the good guys, and as they're saying that, you see the wizard kind of like walking forward, and he's very much like, hail
right.
Hoots citizens.
How's it going?
Good for you.
Hail Hoots citizens.
Something wrong with your throat?
Melody's like, kind of like elbowing you guys, being like, hail Hoots, like looking at you guys.
Cheers.
Yeah. Well for you.
As Con would say, cheers.
Carrots.
Sid tries to imitate your accent as best as possible.
The wizard looks at you kind of confused, being like, can you explain just what you're doing out here exactly?
Do we have to explain why we're going for a walk in the sunshine? Is that something we have to do?
Yes, I'm requesting it, so you got to do as I say.
Well,
Simple as that.
I don't think I do, actually.
We're walking.
Well, where are you walking from?
Here.
Where are you walking from?
Hogsden.
Do you mean Hovden? Are you an idiot?
Are you an idiot?
Clearly not. I'm the one who knows the names of towns.
It says Hogsden.
What were you doing in Hogsden?
That's a funny story, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Actually, there's some problems going on there, and you guys just seem to be letting all this bad stuff happen to people.
Hey,
Pretty typical,
Fucking flying cloud people.
You come down and harass us,
Hogsden.
and there's stuff back there to do.
If you think this is harassment, you haven't seen anything.
Sorry?
Jesus.
Sorry? What?
And you see that, like, the barbarian, like this dwarven barbarian, kind of like, just kind of like flexes a little bit, kind of like does that like shoulder roll back thing.
Con rolls his shoulders right back at him.
Hey, Con, is he trying to look taller?
I think he's trying to look taller, right?
And they kind of like, take out their axe and just have like shouldered and just like looking at you guys.
Oh, he needs to rest it on his shoulder. He must be tired.
And the wizard, at this point, like the wizard,
We're just doing blatant disrespect.
Well, we hate these guys. And it's like, if he had walked up and he was like, hey, can I have a minute of your time? I'd be like, oh, sure. But like, fuck you, asking why I'm walking in the sun. Like,
the wizard kind of reaches into his robes and takes out this it's like dull crystal. I was like
a pocket
watch? Not like a pocket watch, like an actual just like
that would
crystal.
be pimping.
I don't have time for you.
Sorry, you were about to tell me what exactly you were doing, Hogsden?
Is that something we agreed
Is
to
he
tell him?
Is he threatening? I mean, now listen. So yeah, if you guys actually want to
Something
do
about
something,
our jobs not being done.
yeah, if you want to do
That
something
was
useful,
it, wasn't it? We were saying their jobs, they weren't doing their jobs.
yeah, you're
And
not.
what jobs was that we weren't doing?
Well, an entire village back there got decimated by some arcane curse.
Oh, I
Really?
Turned everybody into like fish monsters.
Fish
and what are
folk.
you guys doing?
Left, right,
Like
and
flying
center.
around.
definitely could have used
Someone-
you lads.
As you're kind of like saying this, you see that his eyes kind of like glow purple a little bit.
Oh, he's getting angry.
And you see that the
Piss him off.
the stone begins to glow a little bit as well.
Oh no, that's not good.
Maybe we should have.
Make intelligence saving throws.
Oh, I don't want to make intelligence saving throws.
I made a solid 7.
I made it solid 9. I mean, it's, I've got a plus 1.
That was what
So 10? 10 surprisingly not enough. You guys start to, like, as you're speaking these words, you kind of like get a little bit transfixed on the stone. And like you guys just keep talking, you know, and you start like, you know, describing what has happened in the village, and he's kind of like, interesting, and you guys kind of like regale, you know, obviously in your snotty fashion of like,
Are you making us skip the sarcasm, huh?
there's only so much sass I can take. No, you can be sarcastic to me if you want. Go on.
No, it's all right.
Oh, it feels forced.
Do it later.
You guys kind of like just see this, like, again, this kind of like dull purple glow in his eyes as this kind of crystal begins to like light up a little bit more.
What the fuck are you doing with that thing?
He's charging his fucking nightlight, looks like.
I'm gonna just take my sword off my shoulder because I don't like these guys, and I'm wary about what the fuck that crystal is like.
He puts the crystal, you know, down for a second, and he's like, I'd advise you put your sword back in its sheath.
I look at him and I go, I'd advise you to put your crystal back in your pocket.
He kind of like looks at you, and he's at this point, like, Melody's kind of like, you kind of see like a little bit of conflict in Melody where they're kind of a bit like, you know, trying to like plead with you guys with their eyes to be like, cut the snark, guys, you know, but at the same time being a bit like, but I also like to be snarky and I kind of deserve it, you know. And yeah, so sorry, what did you say to him?
I said exactly what he said back, but I swapped sword for stone. And
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you don't put that sword away, you'll regret it.
How the fuck am I gonna regret not taking it out sooner?
Do you know, I'm regretting just this entire conversation. Like,
Aye.
I'm so bored.
I think it's time we should go. Come on, lads.
You haven't even said anything you're gonna do about this situation.
Yeah.
He,
I mean, we already did your job for you anyway.
he looks at the druid, and the druid kind of is looking a bit impatiently at them, and he's like, Azealia, can you do anything about this? And he kind of like motioning towards your sword, and you see these like vines start to like rip up from the ground. Give me a strength or dexterity saving throw, your choice, to try and like avoid these vines.
14.
You like whip your sword out of the way, kind of like trying to like, it's like specifically going for like your sword hand, and as you do that, like another one comes rips out from the ground beside you, like rips it aside.
The land itself has turned against me. Okay. Fucking shit. All right. I don't have your mother's axe anymore either. It'd be perfect for vines.
As I said, all you need to do was answer the questions, tell us what we need to know, and we've done so. No need for this violence, because you would regret it.
Oh, I'd regret it, would I?
Yeah.
How would I regret it? You've already bound my arm. Oh, big man getting his friend over there to bind my arm.
He like gets like right up into your face.
Try and headbutt him.
Give me an attack roll.
Okay, we're going this level.
Unarmed strike, that's 19.
He walks forward, and like, you can tell like this guy is a bully, you know, like this guy is used to getting his way and like swooping down and just like fucking with people basically. He is taken aback as you lunge forward with this, you know, with your head, and he casts up his like arcane shield, and you like just like smack into it.
Sid, totally trying to learn from Khan, is like totally pulling his bow off because he's like, are we doing
such a bad
this?
example? Hey, no, lad, leave it, lad. It's fine. Don't worry. You dirty coward.
Yeah, you see like the druid kind of like, you know, looks at you, and like, you know, just like vines like grow up behind her a bit, and kind of like, you know, like Doc Ock style, like kind of like you know, swoop in and like look at you.
I'm just gonna stop her and be like, we're normal men.
We're innocent men.
We're just innocent men.
We're just innocent men. So
If you're innocent men, as you say, well then got nothing to hide. Why are you
We told you
wielding weapons?
everything.
I literally told you everything. You
Yeah, like,
stood
we're not
here
hiding anything.
on the side of the road threatening
We're
us.
not even hiding our emotions here.
He kind of like looks at you, gives like a really like derogatory look. Like he just like the look on his face is just like he just thinks you guys are scum. You know.
I give it right back.
Yeah.
But like real animated, like.
The Drew kind of like looks at them at the wizard, and she's like, "Come on, Maynard, let's go." And he kind of like takes out that stone again, and you see now it's like a lot brighter.
Oh, hey, look. We stone.
And
Lit up.
all night.
he's like, "Yeah, we've got what we need here." Puts it away, and
Done here.
he puts it away, and then they kind of like all like nod to each other, look at you. Oh, and so until next time, maybe a bit of respect, citizens.
Fuck you.
And then they, again, all this wisp of
Hold on.
clouds like
Hey.
come around them.
Did you say your name was Maynard, was it?
Yes, why?
So, know what to put on your tombstone?
We'll see.
And Sid's gonna go, Ahab.
What? Wizard looks at the barbarian. Barbarian comes over and like just tries to punch you. Like just like sets like his axe, like plants it like this like big double bladed like great axe, like plants it into the ground, comes over and just punches you in the gut. Does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you take 4 points of damage as you just get bodied by like this like dwarf, and then
Hey, big man. Oh, wait.
he just looks at you, and then as he's about, like you see this dwarf about to like punch you as well, all of the clouds kind of go around them again, and they like wisp up into the air.
My nose really hurts. Are you all right? Are you all right there, Sid?
Yeah. Oh, fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I probably hurt his hand more than it hurt my stomach.
Melody, are you all right?
Yeah, I just that was weird.
Hey, some
Right?
would say invasive.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I hate? I didn't even ask Fink.
Hey, right?
yeah, they didn't.
Yeah. I mean, what's up with that?
I mean, I don't know. I guess they just thought he's just a rat.
That's their fault. He would have known the most. You can smell everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the only smell from them is the smell of their own shit. So,
Aye, because it smeared across their faces.
that was awful. I didn't like that. And like, you see them kind of like really struggling with this, and they're like, kind of feels like there's like a gap in my head.
Tell me what happened the past day, Melody.
We arrived in Hovden, and then it was deserted for some reason, but we don't know why, and then we kind of just walked here. As they say that, you realize that, yeah, you agree.
I do feel like that's what happened.
You all know that it shouldn't feel like that.
My brain feels kind of...
Hey,
Think
what happened today?
we think there's this ridiculous like interpretative dance of like pretending to be a crab, like pretending to like eat Melody and stuff.
Hold on. You write down everything that's ever happened to you, don't you?
Well, I have, yeah, like the last day I would have written down if anything happened, but nothing happened the past day, so I don't know if I wrote anything.
I'd check your journal.
What?
Because it feels like I'm remembering today through a pane of glass.
So I pull my book out and I go, look at these.
Fuck is that thing?
What the fuck is a crabalante?
Crabalante.
Fish monster? That is the stupidest name I've ever heard.
That looks like a crobster to me.
Got a weak point in the butt.
I mean, that
Yeah,
tracks.
See that?
I mean,
That arm
write
looks-
something down that didn't happen.
That arm looks easily removed.
And yeah, at this point, Fink is going nuts.
I think
Like-
we need to feed the rat. Hold on, Fink. We're trying to work something out here.
Wait. Look at these sigils.
Oh, aye. That one's like a bottom of a triangle with a stick coming out of it.
Yeah. This one's the bottom of a triangle with 2 sticks. This one's a half circle. Yeah, and why do I have Axel's name written down? Huh.
Who's Axel? Oh, is he that young lad you grew up with?
Yeah, he's an absolute dick.
Maybe he's just on your mind.
No, nothing goes into the book unless it, like, is important. I wrote down the sigils and I wrote his name by them.
Alright, well, one of the only things I really know about you is that you don't embellish. You have no other notes?
Damn right. Well, that was weird. Do you think they stole our brains?
I definitely don't remember any of the stuff I'm seeing in your book there. And when I try to recall what happened before we took this walk, it feels like I'm thinking through a pane of thick glass. I can't.
Think. Take a look at this.
Think,
Crab Did we eat this?
And he shakes his head no.
And what about the fish man? Did we eat that?
He shakes his head no.
This is in the beast section. I have it indexed under fish.
He shakes his head, like he nods, like vigorously.
Sub-indexed under human?
He nods his head again.
Are they friends?
He shakes his head.
Did we fight them?
He nods his head.
Today?
He nods his head.
Can I check for wounds on myself?
Yeah. You
Do I
don't,
have to
no,
roll
no,
for
there's no
that?
roll. You kind of just realize that like just looks like bruising on your ribs from when you were clawed.
Because
and
it
stuff.
half health.
Yeah, like Fink looks in bad shape.
Huh.
Everyone, give me another intelligence saving throw.
That's more like it.
Oh, mine's not.
Oh, Melody's isn't better.
17.
Mine's 5.
17 doesn't do it.
What the fuck? Okay,
Look, we know.
this is... Right. All we know is these fuckheads came down from above.
Now
Fuck with
wait.
our heads.
So one last thing.
Aye.
You know how we went to Hogsden?
Aye.
And, it was deserted.
Yes. Aye.
I
There was no one there
scratched it
anyway.
out on the map. I would
Wait.
scratch it out if it was deserted. Like, it's like it was wrecked.
Should we go back?
It's scratched out, so I don't know if we'd find anything. I didn't write anything else down except for sigils.
As if it wasn't there. Like, but I remember the town.
Yeah, you remember the town?
and being deserted. Alright, well,
Maybe when we find Johnny, somebody around him
can tell us what the fuck is going on.
be able to look in our brains.
Alright, well, let's keep on going anyway. Melody, you don't take notes, do you?
No, I kind of just keep everything.
No,
in
because
my
she
head.
just fucking sings everything because that's a good way of
It's
like,
proven that
writing down
music is a
knowledge.
great way of improving people's memory, improving people's cognitive function. It's a great way of learning.
Hey, Melody, you tell me what happened today then. Did you have any of the information that's in my book?
No,
I point at my head and I point at Con
something-
and I go, huh?
there is something, and they're like, fish fash, give it a smash.
Con goes, something in the back of my head echoes. That
Wait,
sounds wise. That sounds important.
I think I remember us asking the gods
Smashity.
if they like fish
Splashity,
sticks.
splashity. Give it a smashity.
All right.
Hmm.
Well, I think we should continue on with what we're doing and write this down as being a weird one. All right, I'm going to write down in the book. I'm going to say, Hoots Force,
Our
Dicks.
Aye.
Steal Memories. Also, Stupid Clouds.
I agree with everything you've written down there.
And
then
I'm
I'm
sorry,
gonna-
sorry. This is supposed to be expert note keeping.
Oh, well, now I'm gonna draw this picture of this little cloud man.
Remember to put in that they beat children as well. I feel like that's something that should be on the record.
Beat teenagers, young adults.
Sorry, when you get to my
Young-
age,
young
everyone
adults,
below
thank
40
you.
is basically a child.
Put down beat young adults. Because everything in here needs to be facts. So.
Khan looks at Melody.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that these are facts, but it's almost.
Well, that's why you get it all peer reviewed.
I mean, that makes sense.
Alright, well, I suppose you're right. We probably should just keep on. Johnny's waiting for us, so let's get going. How far have we got to go?
Just another, I think, 5 miles or so of a walk. You reach about halfway. Yeah, you guys, walk on. Walk on.
Walk on.
You guys walk the line.
Kit Khan is going to march just to have a juxtaposition between him and the floaty cloud folk.
Hey, Con.
Aye.
So, you're all like military and shit, right?
Aye. I am
If
indeed.
you're all military, why do you hate, like, the Hootsman and all that so much?
I hate the Hootsman for a very particular reason. When I joined the military, I joined it so I could protect people. And I joined it so I could help the people I let on. I joined under the banner of Holy Thunder Force. That was the order of paladins I served. We served under Lee, who's the god we had chosen to serve, but we were the absolute best at protecting people. And that's what we did during the whole war. We were sent to villages to protect them, sent to passes to hold them. We would never be an offensive force. That's why I loved the military. That's what I loved about it. But looking at these Hootsmen flying around under the power of their centralized fucking military, swooping down, paralyzing people, diving into their minds, that's not protection. That's not even standard military procedure. That's just being a bully. So no, I can't stand for that. If you're gonna join the military, do it for a cause worth fighting for, but not for this shite. No, that's an occupying army, and they're fucking pretending to be a military is what that is. Pretending to be a national army. That's not what they are. That's not what they are, and any soldier worth their salt will see through that.
I can get behind that. Nice. Yeah.
I have to say, I mean, this is I think that this is what Michaela saw in you guys, that what the culture we have at the moment of I just don't get it. Like, these guys, I've sung songs about how great these guys are, and
let me ask you this: who taught you those songs?
I mean, they're just spread word, far and wide, spread by mouth. I mean, they were taught in the Bard's College that I went to.
They were, weren't they?
Yeah.
And if you were, say, a military or an occupying force, what's the number one way you could see of getting the people of that country behind you?
Oh, I mean, I guess I think I see where you're going with this.
That's exactly it. It's propaganda, isn't it? They're just trying to make themselves the heroes in the people's eyes. That's not what they are at all.
Melody kind of like looks like she's, that they've taken like a shock to the system, and kind of just like retreats back a bit, and still walking along, but is giving like a 1,000-yard stare into the background of like they're not handling this well at all.
Maybe we should just make camp and catch our breath for a minute. Sorry, that's my old fucking brain.
No,
projecting.
I want to believe you're wrong, but I have to admit there's some truth in there.
Look, all I'm saying is we fought in the war very, very hard to prevent this land being taken over by one or the other. And even though it doesn't seem like it, sometimes I feel that's the outcome we've landed on either. But, the occupier is just wearing the mask of the hero, you know? And sometimes I think maybe whoever won, that's the way it would have gone, but just food for thought, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really want to think about this anymore. This is kind of weird. And they kind of just like completely change gear and like, you know, take out like a small like lute and be like, let's just sing a nice like traveling song, and you know, kind of is actively deflecting about the entire situation.
That sounds like an absolutely great idea.
So yeah, you guys walk along. Sorry, are you going to make camp here? Or are you walking towards?
No, we keep it for 5
I
miles.
think, yeah, for
Keep
5
on
miles,
walking.
we just keep going.
Yeah. You get to kind of the crossroads, or you're approaching the crossroads of where you were told that you're going to meet Johnny the merchant, and you see the wagon in the distance, and as you approach it, you kind of feel that something isn't quite up. But we'll find out what that is on the next episode.
Oh no. All right. What a high note to end on. Dark. Jesus Christ. Let's release this and the next one together so people can, you know, come back up.
Yeah.
You want to run that
Come
fish
back
for us
next
again?
week for more.
Keep talking
Yeah.
about fish for us.
Yeah, come back for more fish voices, more strangely like deep philosophical conversations of what it means to be heroes in a fantasy world. But thank you so much for listening.
And Mo, here, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
Maybe